Good to have you join us here again for another fresh episode of Gist Nigeria, brought to you by the BBC and Channels Television. Here we track stories online in the news and unpack what they mean for everyday Nigerians. I am Wali Fakile. Let's kick off with our top story. Nigeria now has over 11 million people living with diabetes. Doctors are warning about a disturbing shift. Younger Nigerians, some in their 30s and 40s, are now showing up with the illness. With insulin largely imported and drug prices climbing daily, families are spending more to stay alive. In this report, Gist Nigeria's Mercy Frank digs into how diabetes has become an economic crisis and bursts some myths around the illness.
Across Nigeria, diabetes diagnoses are on the rise.
The South has the prevalence of diabetes mellitus, about 11.35%, followed by the Northwest.
From the survey, at least a fifth of the positive cases were actually 18 to 49 years.
And the price for staying alive is rising even faster.
Insulin has risen by 15 to 20%, while similarly to the test strips such as AcuCheck and On-Call Plus.
Diabetes mellitus, simply called diabetes, has been declared one of the world's fastest growing health challenges. The International Diabetes Federation estimates that 1 in every 9 people in the world is living with diabetes today and would increase to 3 in every 10 persons by 2050. Diabetes was responsible for 3.4 million global deaths in 2024 alone, and almost half of these deaths occurred before the age of 70. Medical experts put Nigeria's diabetes burden between 6 million in 2012 to 11 million in 2024. This means in every 18-seater bus, one passenger is battling diabetes. Behind these figures are real people walking the tightrope. Mohammed Kele is based in north-central Nigeria's Niger State. The father of 5 says all was well until a test result forced him to halt 15 years ago.
Unfortunately, it affected my sight. That I was having blurred vision. So to some extent, one of the eyes was like closing up. Later on, I developed prostrate. That was giving me difficulty in passing urine and even going to toilet. In fact, there was a time I spent 1 week without passing stool.
Just like Mohammed, Dia Afolabi from southwestern Oyo State says he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 2014. Afolabi says he is perpetually caught between catering to his family needs and buying life-saving medication for himself.
That medication is very, very important to me. I used to buy medication through any other things.
Mohammed and Dia's story raise a simple but important question. What exactly is diabetes?
In type 1, it's either the pancreas produces the insulin and the body cannot make use of it, autoimmune issue. Or in type 2, the pancreas secretes insulin, but it's not enough.
That is also a certain group that is related to gestational diabetes. But the gestational diabetes is that woman when she get pregnant, so that sugar is higher than the normal, but it did not reach to be diagnosed as a diabetes.
Many Nigerians like Mohammed and Dia were diagnosed in their mid to late 30s.
One thing that bring about the increase in the occurrence of diabetes in younger ones today is because of the mode of the feeding we are exposed to these days.
Health experts warn that soaring drug prices are putting life-saving treatment out of reach for millions of Nigerians, especially low-income earners.
They don't sell by cutting, and they don't sell less than a sachet. So in 7 days, I must have to spend 7.5 on this one alone.
Last year, monthly I used like a 5,000, but now it's over 13,000.
Some of the challenges include fluctuation in pricing, high cost of this drug, and availability from the suppliers.
It's only the insulin, and our major supplier had been Sanofi, and Sanofi has left the country for some time now.
Experts say poor control over treatment and management of diabetes leads to complications, most times beyond repair.
Most of diabetic patients that you see may come up with hypertension. They always have problem with the height. They may have retinopathy. They may not see well, blood vision. They may not see well again.
They have kidney involvement, leg ulcer leading to amputation, and from amputation leading to depression.
If that burden is rising, that will be also the big issue that I have mentioned, that will be the burden for individual as well as the family as well as community, that will also eventually go to the health system, and then that will affect the economic burden.
Misunderstandings about diabetes can also increase the risk of serious complications, sometimes costing lives. Experts say it's time to separate fact from fiction. One common misconception is that eating too much sugar directly causes diabetes.
The end product of every food we eat, aside water, aside vegetable fruit, everything ends with glucose, what we call sugar.
Some people think diabetes isn't a serious disease, that it's just high sugar and nothing more.
I will say yes or no. Yes, in the sense that when you manage diabetes poorly, it is a serious disease. But if you manage it well, you handle it well, it is not a serious disease.
Many believe you must be overweight or obese to get diabetes.
False. Though is one of the predisposing factors to diabetes, but we have other factors like hereditary, runs in family, lifestyle.
And others believe that if no one in their family has diabetes, they won't get it.
It's not true. It may come because there are so many factors that bring about diabetes.
Some others say that managing diabetes means following a zero sugar diet.
No, because the system still needs the glucose to function, to do well. But all we needed to do is eating in moderation.
Get screened from time to time, and you also watch all those things. At any point in time that the blood sugar is beginning to rise, you take adequate steps. Because most of the time, exercise, living the sedentary life away, living junk food, and also screening, especially if one has a family history of diabetes.
Nigerians should be encouraged to be under NHIA. If the Nigerians are under NHIA, the drugs become to them cheaper. And the NHIA should be reviewed in such a way that the prices of insulin can be well covered.
The government can help empower pharmacists to increase the local production of some of these drugs. It can help in the supply chain issues.
Also, the WHO is also supporting the government, the Federal Ministry of Health, as well as the State Ministry of Health and the local government to address the public health issue.
Managing diabetes can be a challenge for millions of Nigerians like Mohammed and Dia. But the stories also show that it's possible to keep the wolf from the door. As the world marks World Diabetes Day 2025, the theme, Diabetes Across Life Stages, is a reminder that every Nigerian should have access to supportive policies that promote their health and well-being. Mercy Frank, Gist Nigeria.